Morning. It's like 4:30 a.m. I'm dressed. Who's ready to go to the Tread Lightly four-wheel driveway Badge of Honor Trail at Ocala? Here we go. This is our brief moment of riding into the sunrise. Hey, welcome to FloridaJeepRides. Today we're going to be up in Ocala. We're going to film some of the four-wheel driveway. This is part 2 of the video. The first time we came out here, we did a lot of searching, and there wasn't a map that really identified where the trail was. However, now it's been opened up and found and run by several clubs, so we're going to go out and scout it out. So we're going to see whether it's scratchy or rough, or how many trees are in the trails, whether there's water holes, to kind of know if you're going to lead a trail. Look at that sunrise. What a gorgeous day God has given us to enjoy this ride. Again, this is part 2. The first one, we spent time running all over the southern part of Ocala trying to find the trail, and now we're heading up to the northern part, and we know where the trailhead is. We're up at Altoona. See something funny? I stopped at the bounty hole on the way up here and tripped on a root and stuck my left foot down into the water. Managed to get water down inside my boot. My sock's wet, so I'm gonna let that dry off because we should be pulling out of here in about half hour or so. Heading up to what's called Salt Springs, which is off of Lake Kerr Lake, and then gonna head west over just a little past the ORV staging area, parking corral, and that's where the trailhead is. I like that hat.
Thank you.
Yep. And last time we were up here in part 1, you saw Bounty Hunter. He's redone his grill. How you guys doing today?
Good. Good.
You're properly masked up.
Yeah.
And
It's protect us from those flies.
oh yeah, deer flies.
From those evil flies.
Well, deer flies are out. So.
Okay, Jersey Jim's ready to roll.
Y'all ready?
Day in the neighborhood.
Born ready.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes, you're barefooting it.
Yeah, for now. Ready? Ready? Ready?
Are you ready?
You ready?
Ready to go get some burrs?
Yeah. All right, we're heading out. Well, we missed a left turn and took a forest road, which showed multiple little forest roads heading back south. None of the southbound forest roads were open, so we just added almost 20 minutes onto our drive. Luke, sorry, trying to get up to the trailhead.
Okay, thank you. First week that this trail was available, 1,700 people sent in things saying that they did it. And when you see these trails, shit, there has been 1,700 Jeeps here in 10 years that have been on some of these trails.
This is us right there.
We are right there at 316.
There was a billboard over here.
There was.
That said Tread Lightly.
Oh.
Well, we're at the trailhead, and the way this works is you open the app when you're up here and you check in at the trailhead. There used to be a big billboard sign over here. So this is 09. We're going to start the upper end of this trail today. It's Tread Lightly. Luke is going to be leading the trail today. He's done the trail already. So join us. I'll turn on the cameras and we'll start.
Supposedly next weekend they're trying to organize a cleanup thing where people come out here with chainsaws and you know, saw the stuff, try to clean up some of the stuff. So some of this stuff is not being heavily run.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna follow you.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Let's go. We're on channel 12. All right, we are in the Ocala National Forest now. We are up at the north end. We've officially started the trail. Today is just a scouting run for a club run to do on this trail. Luke is going to be leading it. He actually ran this trail over the last 2 weeks.
That sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Switched into 4-low, just so I wouldn't have to switch in 4-low in the midst of a little chaos. It's a tighter trail so far. What we're seeing is a smaller trail than your average trail. It is summertime. The branches are touching, but we're going pretty slow. It's not bigger branches, so it's smaller stuff. This red Jeep has been through that kind of stuff before. But we're just going at a snail's pace. Not really scratchy, but making me wish I had my windows off. One of the things that you can see is where they have cleared some of the trees.
I think you can see that there has been people going through here cutting trees out of the road.
It's funny, Matthew was just telling the camera that.
700 Jeeps have been down this trail? I don't think so.
So I'm following the purple Gaia GPS trail that I had laid out. So far we've cut across off a main road to a main road, and now we're traveling back to big horseshoe part of a trail. This portion of the trail was one that initially, when they first opened the trail back in the very beginning of July, had a great deal of downed trees across the trail. Some you could drive over, some you couldn't. Fairly easy. As time goes and more Jeeps drive down this trail, the more open it'll become because it'll trim back some of the trees. As long as it's not scratching up the paint, most people are fine with that. Little branches, that kind of stuff buffs out. It's when you start hitting branches that are bigger than your thumb that it's going to scratch your paint and scratch your windows. Bit of an elevation change going on. Not much. This is Florida. If it goes up and down 20 feet, that's a lot. 30, 40 feet, that's even more. I mean, some places in Florida we had elevation changes in the trail from up to 200 feet. But Florida, pretty much other than up in the panhandle, is more or less flat. Ocala has a few hills here and there. It's got a little bit of washout opportunities, a little bit of sugar sand. So far we're sticking to the purple trail. It is on Gaia GPS, listed under Florida Jeep Rides. You should be able to find the Tread Lightly badge. Today again our intent is to do the north portion down to Highway 40. We may drive out to the south portion, we may go to lunch, it just depends. We gotta kind of...
I actually have no idea who picked these trails, but I guess a year ago or more, some group ran that.
Truck came around the corner in front of us and clipped the tree. And broke his tie rod. Yeah.
That's probably him too.
And that's manual steering. Old school manual steering. That the whole tie rod dropped, drag link came off.
Yeah, it broke right here at the where they always break, right after the thread.
Wow. That's what I've been out here that one day. So.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Let
it's
me-
a heck of a ride.
This is Dustin, and he's driving this beast of a truck. So you'll see his comment underneath.
Trail monkeys.
Yeah, I've heard of the trail monkeys. So, in fact, there's
Trail monkey
the
right there.
merchandise.
Trail down here at the bottom, we had to move the trees.
Yeah, that last time we were on a Wednesday wheeler, we were having to move multiple trees because they were blocking the trail. With a narrow trail like this comes consequences of they're not really, this trail is so narrow that there's not a lot of places to bypass and get around or to pull over if you brake. So we're gonna
Go to the right.
We're gonna go to the right of the tree up here. Well, for those who don't want to get pinstriping, let me just tell you that this trail portion up here, we're at the very beginning still. I mean, we're still on the little jogs that go left and right, and there's a lot of pinstriping going on and a lot of logs. So we'll see how this trail goes.
Going over this line here, just like it's done.
Okay.
I saw a YouTube video before I even came here of this exact spot where Jeeps were going this way.
Really?
Yeah.
Quarter mile to a solid road, and then y'all have to wait for me to walk back up.
Itchy, scratchy, everywhere.
Super simple.
It is.
Jersey Jim. Thank you. Uh-oh.
I had a stick under there.
Oh no. Clay carries a little rug to get any sticks out from under his.
We have over 2,000 more feet on this trail than we hit the big main road again for a while.
10-4. We're ready to go.
Can we pick it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Lift his Jeep up instead of re-yanking it? A beetle right here trying to climb this thing too. Okay, go! Yeah, as soon as he gets the winch out of here.
Last week I went way left.
I'm wondering whether we should put another, like you did on the other thing, whether we should put something down there because it goes into a hole again.
Yeah. Drag the log backwards now. It probably didn't help any.
That did it. That did it.
Better get out of the way, Randy. Morticia's coming. Oh yeah. Need a little ground clearance. You tempt me. Awesome. Well, that's the very first maybe 6 miles, and it's over 2 hours to go the first section. A lot of down trees to climb over. I'm sure that's going to change over time, that they'll just get crumbled apart. Right now we're on main roads, so that's going to be probably one of the toughest parts of the trail for stock Jeep. If you don't have ground clearance, you're going to have issues going over some of those trees. If you don't have at least 30 trees, you may have issues going over some of those trees. So I wouldn't recommend also doing this on your own. As you can see, Luke in front of us got his differential stuck on a tree. If he was by himself without a winch, he'd had a hard time getting off that log without a high lift jack or something to get the differential off.
Yeah, no, just left up here.
been looking at is what's called a clear cut. You know, Ocala National Forest, they cut out all the pine trees and then they let them regrow. They harvest the lumber. And so in different sections, different times, they harvest and they clear out everything. And that's what it looks like there. It's called a clear cut. Because it's the forest. But we're about to get our mud washed off.
Where they want us to go is across that right there. They really do that. Like the road shows what's great right there, but it really doesn't. Well, follow these steps to show us something over there. As well as the waterfall. We'll take the right.
And if you look down the trail, there's a deer standing right in the middle of the trail. Where we turn right, look straight down the trail. So we're 28 something miles, maybe more, in, maybe 29. So far, so good. Fairly easy on most of the trail. The trail is narrow, so you will get scratches. If you have a JK or something wider. If you got a TJ or a YJ, you probably will be fine on a lot of them. These are not like uncivilized trails. They're just getting used a little more frequently recently.
Dog jammed it. Well, he'll see it. Should we? Bigger puddle.
Two-wheel drive now. I kind of like these little narrow trails. I feel like I'm riding through a hedgerow.
Our windows.
But my windows, not so much. As you can hear,
Windows are getting it. Places there are places that is no drive zone, and you will get ticketed if you're in those areas.
I was fortunate enough back in the 90s, before they closed all the clay pits down, to be able to actually drive our CJ7 through a lot of the areas that were clay pits for different events. They would open them up. Well, that's the northern half of the Tread Lightly four-wheel driveway Badge of Honor trail that runs through Ocala National Forest. We've done the section that is to the north of Highway 40. Pretty good trail. On a scale of 1 to 10 difficulty, it's a 1 to 3. More closer almost to a 1 to 2 today because there's not a whole lot of mud. We're running 33s, 3.5-inch lift. So most all of those logs and trees that were in the trail we went over with no issues. I'm Matt.
And I'm Randy.
And you just been on a Florida Jeep ride. See you next time. Oh, what about next time? Hey, I think sometime in the next couple of weeks we're gonna head up to Gopher State Forest, where we can visit the Gopher Giant, a 900-year-old cypress tree. I'm looking forward to it. A little easier ride, a little less scratchy. And then we'll come back and we'll finish out the southern half of the Badge of Honor ride. See you next time. Jim came along with us. Woo! Luke was our leader. Alan, Steven, and plus Clay, Jenny, the dogs. We all survived. It is a little muddy. Some people got a little muddier than others, but it survived. Jim's got some mud. Randy, Jenny, Morticia, the Jeep with no name. My name is nobody. See, he's got a cowboy hat too. That's Alan's Jeep. Yeah, I do at home. Anyway, thanks you guys for riding along. Don't forget to subscribe. Hey, we're just a bunch of friends getting together, going out for a Jeep ride. So hope you enjoyed today's ride. If you're gonna come out and you're gonna ride this Badge of Honor trail, just be advised, the northern portion that we rode today did scratch my Jeep.
And my Jeep.
And your Jeep.
My Jeep.
And his wife's Jeep. So the tops scratched. The windows.
They didn't have any scratches until we put them back in at once.
Yep. And that's just after lunch. So if you don't want scratches on your Jeep, don't come out because it's scratchy.